G'day guys, I thought I'd make a bit of a helpful video again about how I go about trying to learn a new track for a new week. So I figured this week's probably the best because I haven't done a great deal of races around Long Beach. I have obviously driven around here a fair bit, but I haven't driven it so much in the new configuration with all the graphics and everything, and also haven't really done any official races here. So I've definitely never driven the Ferrari GT3 fixed around here, so I thought the best thing to do would be just jump in and sort of explain what I'm looking for and see how we go about, finding some time. So let's jump into it. Alright, so one of the first things I tend to do anytime I get into a Ferrari fixed race is chuck the brake balance all the way back. So I like running 48%. That is personal preference. A lot of people run it a lot further forward. A lot of guys I know that are faster than me run it a lot further forward as well. So, they're up around 50, 51%. But it is all about how you drive the car and what feels comfortable for you. So for me, I tend to like a lot of trail braking, and to me the more rear with the brake bias is, the more it helps with the rear get that rotation into the corner. So let's see how we go. One thing I do hate is locking the front brakes. Nothing more irritating than that. So as we're going around on the opening lap here, I'm straight away already seeing a couple of spots where you might be able to cut the corners, but obviously it's always, are you going to get an off track like here? There's no off track on the inside there. There's a slow down there.
Get back to the rhythm. Do your thing.
So we know not to cut that one. Now I know, I'm fairly sure up into turn one you can't go over into the pit exit, otherwise you'll get a slowdown as well. Let's just do that to prove it. Yep, there we go.
Alright, man. Let's get a rhythm.
Get rid of that bad boy. So while I'm going around, I'm also seeing how the curves react. Alright, there's definitely a slowdown there again.
Groove here. Doing a good job.
I know that wasn't there on the tech track before it was actually finished. Well, I think that one was cuttable, rightio. Now this one up here we could cut, but I'm not too sure if it's going to be beneficial. It might upset the car a bit too much, so actually that wasn't too bad. Right, so we've got to work on turn in there. I had a little bit of understeer by turning on a bit too much locks too quickly. And also just flooring the throttle didn't really help much either because it just spun out and bogged the car down. I do love this track with all the off-cambered, or some of the off-cambered corners and all the fences around it. It's half the enjoyment of the street circuit. A bit too much speed into there. That wasn't much better. That time into the final haircut, I tried braking about the same point, but modulating the brake pedal a little bit more into the corner. But I'm still going to find half a second to be on top of this session. Much better into there. Don't want to cut that roundabout too much. Or that one too much as well. That felt a bit better, but it was not as quick. Just let the car run a bit wider there and we didn't break into wheel spin. Still a little bit too much pace into the right end of there. But gained a lot of time, so probably another couple of tenths in that. Much nicer. Right, yeah, so through that left, the second last corner, that left-hander, on trail braking a fair bit, but also just playing with the throttle just to try and get that rotation as well. Still not happy with the roundabout. Bit too much curb there. Probably be able to use a bit of that much curb, just got to do it in a different way. Hit the brakes at the right time and not too much throttle and things like that, but this split I am up a little bit, but still down overall. Right, so I think I've probably got another good half second already that I reckon I can find. Let's see how we go. Pushed a bit too hard. I thought I'd try the inside curve then, but it didn't really work. Right, I think we might, we'll pit, we'll do a simulated quali run, and see where that ends up for us. But I reckon, just based off those few laps I did then, I reckon probably could do a mid-19, and I reckon the real quick guys will be doing at least low 19s. But it all depends on what temperatures are and all that sort of thing, but just based off this session, which track degrees, excuse me, is 54.4 degrees track and 26.2 ambient, so we just got to focus on the actual braking techniques for the initial brake application into the corner, knowing how much we can. I know what lines I want to take through the corners now. I've just got to try and refine how late and how aggressive I can be on the brake to get to that turning point without running wide or braking too hard and having to roll up to the corner. Again, there's that little bump on the exit or mid corner on that on the hairpin, and if you hit it with a bit of throttle, it definitely kicks the traction control in and loses a bit of time down the straight. So that was a bit too deep there into turn one. Oops. Cut that corner a bit too much. I'm not going to stop until I get into the 19s at least. Actually, I might not have a choice because I'm in an official server at the moment. So we've only got 4 minutes of session time left, so that can be our cut off. Let's see what we can get down to. Need to work on this left-hander a bit and put the power down out of there. Need to figure out where I can brake and how late I can turn in to get the best drive view, because I think I've been trying to use it as a nice long, like opening the corner up as much as I can, but I think maybe braking a little bit later and turning in with a bit of a late apex might be better for that straight. Might not be ideal for the race though. Someone might be able to send it up the inside of you. I just put the inside curb then and had to wait on the throttle a fair while to make sure I didn't hit the outside fence. Oh, way too deep there. Still up though. Missing a few apexes, but we're still staying up. Bit understeer there, that wasn't ideal. Probably got another couple of laps in us. 20.1, we're getting closer. Oh, that was a bit of a wallop. I think we're going to do it. I'm definitely pushing a bit too hard now. But that's sort of all part of learning the track. But through majority of this time I've been trying to learn the track, you sort of want to work up to it and think about it fairly logically, because if you go and gang-ho into every corner and running wide, you're never going to learn anything. So sometimes taking a little bit more time and working your way up to it is actually quicker, even though it feels slow and irritating to begin with. It's much more efficient that way. Definitely got a little bit of damage. We're losing a bit down the straight here. Yeah. Oof. Yeah, definitely not quite as good as what it was. But yeah. There we go. That's pretty much session's done now. So sort of what I go through when I'm trying to learn a track. The next time a brand new circuit comes out, I'll definitely record that and make a video out of that as well. Just because I sort of knew which way this track went, obviously made it seem a little bit easier. But be interesting to see what the real quick guys are doing. I'm going to assume that for the most part, a 20.1 in this sort of conditions is probably not going to be too bad. But yeah, who knows? It could be a half a second off, it could be a second off, it could be a couple of seconds off. But I think I'd happily enter a race right now with that sort of pace. The next thing is just being consistent and making sure that when you do get into a race, you leave that little bit of margin so that if you do turn in a little bit too early, you're not going to clip the wall like I just did. Same on the exits, just got to make sure you just tone it down a smidge. And then one of the biggest things about these races is making sure you finish. So yeah, once you've learnt the track, qualify, you can push hard in qualifying, but do it on your second lap. Your first lap, put in a banker. Don't try and win straight out. You're never going to get pole by crashing. So try and do a banker lap, and then obviously, yeah, in the race, take it back to about 95% instead of trying to go 110% every lap. Otherwise, you're just going to make mistakes, and race is done. So happy racing. Might see you on the track. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.